gentlemen, welcome to the Week 13 Bud Baller Review. Oh, man. Shouts out to Sawdog, saddling me with my first loss since Week 1 versus Nick. Oh, it's been a long time. I don't remember this awful feeling, but I don't want to feel it again for the rest of the year. But Sawyer gets the win. We actually had, Sawyer and I were the only two playoff teams playing each other. Figured all the other matches would be a wash, and actually four of the five matchups were actually pretty darn close in all regards. Quickly, Tim beat Nick. Tom and Chris ended up tying. Drew beat on John. And the only not close matchup was Alec versus Jackson. Absolute throttling of Jackson by Alec's team. Quickly, like I said, myself and Sora, that was the headliner, and we both put up some pretty damn good stats. All props to Sawyer for securing that win. His team played like they were crazy good this week. Everybody was amazing. We were texting about it yesterday. It'll be fun if we meet up sometime in the playoffs, and hopefully both teams are fully healthy. I did miss a couple games from Aiden and from Halliburton. That being said, I would not have come anywhere close to rebounds, double-doubles, but assists may have been closer, maybe some stock categories a little bit closer, but all in all, a very good win for you, Sawyer. Congratulations, my man. Sawyer winning 9-2 and having 5 of the tops in categories this week, including highest field goal, most points scored, most rebounds, most assists, and most double-doubles. He had 18 double-doubles this week. That's one off the overall record of 19. I believe Olsen set that a year or two ago. MVP for Sawdog is going to be Trae Young. 23s made, 125 points, 36 assists, 2 double-doubles on fire. Sawyer would have been 9-0. Yikes. Watch out. I'm getting a little nervous to say this, but he might just have the best constructed team for our league ever. I know we still got 6 weeks left in regular season, but a first round bye, I believe, unless something catastrophic happens, is well in Sawyer's future. I myself, a little bit of bad luck, would have been 6-1-2 this week, only losing to Sawyer, but I would have tied John and Alec. A 1-game slide for myself, still sitting in first place by a half a game. I have a record of 11-2-1. Meanwhile, Sawyer, 4-game winning streak, longest winning streak in the league right now. 11-3-0 in second place. I believe Sawyer has a game and a half lead over John and Tim, and I only have a half game lead over Sawyer, which would make me a 2-game lead over those two. On to Nick and Tim. This one was also fairly close, only separated by 6 points, 9 assists, 2 turnovers, and tied in double-doubles. So, and actually Nick won the points, the assists. Only thing he didn't win was the turnover. So, had he done that and maybe got another double-double, they could have tied that matchup, but Tim did have the triple-double to seal a tiebreaker in that fashion. Tim also had 10 more players go than Nick. MVP for Tim is pull-up shoot, Jason Tatum. 117 points scored, 34 rebounds, 20 assists, 2 double-doubles. Tim tied for third place, sitting in fourth, 5-4 this week. Only would have lost to myself, Sawyer, John, and Alec. 1-game winning streak for Tim, record of 9-4-1. Meanwhile, Nick down there in 8th place would have been 2-7, with wins only coming versus Tom and Jackson. A 1-game losing streak for Nick and a record of 3-11-0. The tie, a tie for Tom's team, and this is unfortunate for Tom because he is suffering some terrible injury luck. Thankfully, Levine is back finally. I think he put up a 23-7-7 tonight, so he's looking pretty good. But missing KD, and I think missing at least one other person right now to injury. But this one, unfortunately, ended up being a tie. They were separated by 1 3-pointer made, 74-73. 9-point difference, 6 assist difference, 4 steal difference. 13 turnover difference. We're not going to count that. And 1 double-double difference. So Tom had 8 more players go than Chris, but still ended up being a tie. We get no MVPs for ties, but thankfully, I believe Tom has it's close to either a 3.5, 4.5 game lead over Drew. So while Alec and Tom have not secured playoff spots, the top 4 have. I think they're pretty comfortably safe. They'd have to lose out, and basically anybody in the bottom would have to win out to make it. But Tom would have been 2-6-1 this week. Only would be able to beat Drew and Jackson in a tie versus Chris. 1-game tie streak for Tom with a record of 7-5-2. Meanwhile, Chris in 10th place would have been 3-5-1, only beating Nick, Jackson, and Alec and tying Tom. Also, a 1-game tie streak, record of 2-11-1. Next, we had John and Drew. This was another one that was fairly close. Field goal percentage was pretty close. Only separated by 2 assists, 5 steals. So I guess just those categories. John did end up winning 6-4, but they each had a triple-double. John had a pretty healthy advantage of double-doubles, while Drew had over less than half the amount of turnovers that John did. But John winning points, rebounds, steals, and blocks. Gonna do it for you. MVP for John's gonna be Luka Doncic, 126 points scored, 44 rebounds, 36 assists, 8 steals, 3 double-doubles, and a triple-double. John in 3rd place, but tied with Tim. Would have been 7-1-1 this week, only having lost to Sawyer and tying myself. 1-game winning streak for John, record of 9-4-1. And Drew would have been 3-5-1, only beating Nick, Chris, and Jackson, and tying Alec, actually. Unfortunately, that is a 1-game slide for Drew. Record of 3-11-0, and absolute miracle would have to happen at this point in order for somebody to come back and overtake Tom's spot. Probably involve all the bottom teams setting their lineups, but we've been struggling to see that happen so far, so I'm not optimistic. Finally, the only blowout matchup of the week was Jackson and Alec. I'm not even going to go through this, but Alec did have the most triple-doubles in the league this week with 3. MVP for Alex going to be James Harden, 90 points scored, 30 rebounds, 43 assists, 3 double-doubles, and triple-double. This award easily could have gone to Jimmy Butler, too. He played his ass off. Alec is in 5th place right now. He would have been 5-2-2 this week, only losing to Sawyer and John, and he would have tied myself and Drew, a 1-game winning streak for Alec with a record of 9-5-0. Meanwhile, Jackson in 9th place would have been 0-9. Tough luck there. 4-game losing streak, record of 3-11-0. Yahoo's Player of the Week this week goes to Nikola Jokic once again. He's absolutely insane. Best player in the league. 650 from the floor, 109 points scored, 34 rebounds, 30 assists, 2 double-doubles, and 2 triple-doubles. He's also Yahoo's #1 average player of the week, averaging 36.3 points, 11.3 rebounds, 10.0 assists, and 2.3 steals a game. I'm going to go ahead and, even though, Jokic is amazing every week, but when someone really stands out, you got to give it to him. I'm going with my boy Embiid here. 580 from the field this week, 160 points scored, 45 rebounds, 3 double-doubles. If anybody's looking for something to do, go look at his stats from like the last 2 or 3 weeks. He's only scored under 30 points one time. He's been absolutely insane. Let's see. I believe kind of the same thing as last week. Tom and Tim are the only 2 playoff teams facing each other, so that's going to be the highlight of the week. But we've got myself versus Drew, Nick versus Sawyer, Jackson versus John, and Chris versus Alec. Really quickly before I let you go, I did a quick little strength of schedule remaining for the rest of the year. Basically how I do it is, since I'm in first place, I have a 1 associated with my name. Chris has a 10 associated with his name because he's in 10th place. So I basically wrote out everybody's remaining 6 games on their schedule, and the higher number you have, the easier strength of schedule you have. Number 1 easiest strength of schedule going forward is Sawyer. And then you've got John and Tim tied for 2nd place on easiest, and myself in 3rd with 38th. Jackson's in 5th with the 32. We're going to skip the other ones. Alec and Tom. Alec is in 8th place, and Tom is in 10th place for hardest schedules going forward. Thankfully, those guys have a healthy lead on the rest of the pack for their playoff spots. But it's something to monitor, because if they were wanting to jump up and possibly challenge for a first place seed, they're going to have to absolutely do some work to get there to do it. But that is your review, boys. Good luck. See you later.